The Apache name carries a profound legacy, deeply embedded in American history and military symbolism. The Apache reputation for resilience and defiance left a mark so strong that it influenced U.S. military terminology. For instance, the U.S. military assigned Osama bin Laden the codename Geronimo, referencing the iconic Apache leader known for his resistance and elusive spirit. Geronimo, one of the last Apache warriors who resisted U.S. expansion, has even inspired the phrase "shouting Geronimo" when jumping into uncertainty, a tribute to the courage and fearlessness that the Apache embody. However, the Apache legacy transcends any one individual or popular phrase. The term Apache itself encompasses several tribal groups within the Athabascan language family, stretching across North America, including the southwestern United States and parts of Canada. The Apache are primarily divided into six main groups: the Chiricahua, Jicarilla, Western Apache, Kiowa, Mescalero, and Lipan. The name Apache likely originates from the Zuni word Apachu, meaning enemy. Interestingly, many names associated with Apache groups today were not their original names, but were given by outsiders such as European colonists, Spanish explorers, or other native groups. For example, the Apache had traditional names for themselves, like Sagadahin or Intigen, with cultural and ancestral significance that was often lost in translation. Historians still debate the exact relationship between the Apache and Navajo, with some suggesting a shared lineage. While both the Apache and Navajo share linguistic ties within the Athabascan language family, cultural distinctions and unique histories set them apart. The broad, sometimes inaccurate, use of Apache to describe various groups can be partly attributed to the challenges that early European settlers faced in grasping the complex social structures and relationships among native tribes. It's intriguing to consider how overwhelmed these Old World explorers must have felt upon arriving in such a vast, diverse land. For native tribes who had inhabited the Americas for centuries, the sight of pale-skinned newcomers with unfamiliar weapons and beliefs must have been equally confounding. Archaeological evidence suggests that the Apache migrated from areas in the Pacific Northwest down to the southwestern United States between the 13th and 15th centuries. Unlike tribes that built permanent settlements, the Apache were known for their mobility, resilience, and adaptability to varied environments. As they moved southward from the northern plains, they traversed diverse landscapes before settling in regions like Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Arizona. This semi-nomadic lifestyle enabled the Apache to thrive across different terrains, from arid deserts to grassy plains. Upon reaching the Southwest, the Apache divided into eastern and western groups, a division likely influenced by migration paths, resource availability, or pre-existing tribal divisions. While there remains some ambiguity regarding these early separations, shared linguistic roots and cultural traits hint at a strong collective identity developed over generations. Apache social organization centered on extended family networks, which were closely knit and resilient, supporting their ability to adapt and survive in challenging environments. The Apache family structure in many ways resembled traditional Asian household models, where multiple generations coexisted and shared responsibilities. Among the Apache groups, the Western Apaches practiced matrilineal kinship, tracing descent and inheritance through the mother's line. This matrilineal system emphasized the central role of women in Apache society, with married couples often living near the wife's family. Such an arrangement fostered strong familial bonds, forming interconnected networks of support and protection within each tribe. Apache homes were generally teepees, designed for practicality and mobility. In the summer, roofs could be removed to allow ventilation, demonstrating adaptability essential for a people reliant on hunting, gathering, and trading. While they maintained cooperative trade relationships with neighboring tribes, raiding was also a method to secure resources, especially during times of scarcity. Their clothing, primarily crafted from animal hides, was adorned with intricate designs, serving both protective and expressive purposes. Despite a shared cultural identity, the Apache did not adhere to a strict tribal hierarchy. Leadership often arose within family units, with chiefs or leaders chosen based on wisdom, experience, and respect rather than birthright. This flexible structure sometimes led to conflicts over resources, territorial boundaries, or personal grievances. While disputes were typically resolved independently, the lack of centralized authority left the Apache vulnerable when encountering powerful, organized outsiders like the Spanish. Spanish explorers first encountered the Apache during the Coronado expedition in 1540, though sustained interactions only began later, as the Spanish colonial presence expanded. With the establishment of Santa Fe in 1610, Spanish efforts to consolidate control over the region intensified, including the spread of missions, settlements, and trade networks across Apache territories. Initially, the Apaches engaged in peaceful trade with the Pueblo tribes, who were indigenous to the southwestern United States and built enduring, multi-story adobe dwellings. Unlike the more sedentary Pueblo people, the Apaches' mobility made them distinctive, a contrast that drew the interest of Spanish colonizers. As the Spanish began interfering with this balance, tensions quickly rose. Seeking to dominate both the Apache and Pueblo tribes, Spanish colonizers often manipulated divisions, creating conflict among previously cooperative groups. Some Apache bands formed alliances with the Spanish, moving southward into northern Mexico and Texas, only to face enslavement or forced labor. The Spanish-Apache relationship remained fraught, plagued by misunderstandings and unfulfilled promises. During the 17th century, a severe drought exacerbated tensions, straining resources and fueling Apache raids on Pueblo villages allied with the Spanish. Spanish missionaries, attempting to convert the tribes to Christianity, found themselves unable to protect these settlements from Apache raids, as the Apaches sought resources to survive amidst these harsh conditions. This instability culminated in the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, a significant uprising where Pueblo and Apache forces joined together to drive the Spanish out of New Mexico. Though initially successful, the Spanish eventually reasserted control, yet their relationships with the Apache and Pueblo tribes remained tense and troubled. The 18th century brought a new adversary to the Apache, the Comanche. Renowned for their ferocity and exceptional horseback skills, the Comanche launched relentless attacks on Apache lands. Their guerrilla-style tactics, combined with an alliance with the Spanish, forced many Apache groups to retreat into New Mexico. In 1786, the Spanish secured a treaty with the Comanche, allowing both parties to pursue and displace Apache communities from the southern plains, further destabilizing the region. With the Apache pushed to the margins, the Spanish and Comanche maintained a fragile peace over what was once Apache territory. As the 19th century began, Mexico won independence from Spain, leading to a shift in power. However, the Apaches' relations with the new Mexican government remained strained. By the 1840s, rising tensions between Mexico and the United States culminated in the Mexican-American War, thrusting the Apache into the middle of territorial conflicts and shifting alliances. Initially, the Apache attempted to coexist with American settlers moving westward, even allowing U.S. soldiers safe passage in exchange for peaceful relations. However, the rapid influx of settlers, lured by gold and new opportunities, soon disrupted Apache lands, challenging their ability to maintain autonomy. The settlers' relentless pursuit of land ignited conflicts known as the Apache Wars, a series of fierce battles that underscored the Apaches' resolve to defend their ancestral territories. During these wars, Apache leaders organized raids and skirmishes against the encroaching settlers, showcasing their commitment to resistance. Among these leaders was Cochise, a highly regarded figure falsely accused of kidnapping a young boy, a case that reflects the deep misunderstandings and hostilities between Native Americans and settlers. This accusation triggered a tragic cycle of violence, with both sides engaging in hostage-taking and brutal retaliation. Cochise's escape from captivity and his subsequent role in resistance efforts only escalated the conflict. Despite their intimate knowledge of the land and remarkable resilience, the Apache faced an increasingly formidable adversary. American forces, equipped with advanced weaponry and refined military strategies, posed a significant challenge to the Apache, complicating their fight to protect their homelands. The Apache, lacking equivalent resources, found it increasingly difficult to sustain their resistance. The turning point came in 1886 when the renowned Geronimo, a symbol of Apache defiance, surrendered to U.S. forces, marking the end of an era. Geronimo represented one of the last Apache leaders to stand against relentless westward expansion. Contrary to his portrayal as a fierce, untamable warrior in popular culture, Geronimo was a multifaceted figure, a man with profound pride in his Apache heritage who understood the daunting odds he faced. Throughout his life, he fought under nearly impossible circumstances, leaving a legacy that endures as a testament to courage, resilience, and resistance. Even in defeat, the Apache spirit remained unbroken. Some Apache families relocated to Mexico, where they could continue preserving elements of their traditional way of life, refusing to let their culture be erased. Others stayed within the United States, adapting to new realities while preserving cultural practices that honored their heritage. Today, the largest Apache communities are found in Oklahoma, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. The resilience of these communities serves as a testament to their enduring spirit and cultural legacy, which continues to inspire pride and curiosity. To truly understand the Apache, one must look beyond Hollywood stereotypes and explore the rich history of a people who, despite overwhelming odds, held tightly to their identity. The Apache were not merely warriors. They were families, communities, and skilled artisans navigating a rapidly changing world. Their social structures, values, and traditions reflect an adaptability that enabled them to endure, even amid relentless challenges. The Apache remain an essential part of American heritage, embodying a legacy that reflects the courage, resilience, and adaptability of indigenous people across the continent. For those interested in exploring this remarkable history further, the book Geronimo provides a comprehensive look at one of the most notable Apache leaders and his journey through a transformative period in American history. If you found the story of the Apache people and their lasting legacy inspiring, consider downloading your free Mythology Bundle ebook to discover similar tales from diverse cultures worldwide. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating stories, bravery, and resilience.